Set the curtain that rises to the stage. And they gave the second guessing. I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known. Would have kept me from what I had today. Time's gone by, I've drifted like dirt in the clay. I thought my memories would end. One street always now 1,000 miles away. When I close my eyes, back to where I've been. In this life there's nothing certain. Set the curtain that rises to the stage. Till they games of second guessing. I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known. Would have kept me from what I had today.
Good morning. How you doing? This is 1100 WSGI. Yeah. Barry Richards and I were in here chit-chatting. I was like, well, I guess I could turn the mics on so everybody could hear what we're talking about. Oh, my goodness. But, and here's the thing. Barry and Rebecca, they are one of our original Otis sponsors here at One Street Over. So they pop in from time to time, and he's always somebody I can call and say, hey, let's talk about this. And it hit me yesterday. Danny actually surprised me and brought in the Brown girls. She's my sister, Reagan and Amelia Brown. And so they're part of the Tri-State Ramblers. And where did that poster go? Is it in here somewhere?
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. But the Tri-State Ramblers are going to be part of the show that's coming up, not this Saturday, but the next. Yeah. Downtown, and it's a free show, and it's kind of launching us. I said, this is beautiful because it's a great way to help promote all the stuff going on with the festivals. I think it's a great promotion for the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival.
At least two bands, the Tri-State Ramblers and the Ridgetop Ramblers, are going to be then playing at the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival. So it's a good tie-in. And like I said, it's a free event. It promotes the Robertson County Historical Society and all the great things that they do. And we'll be there with our brand new tent for the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival, and we'll have flyers to give out.
Awesome.
To let people know to come on out to Cross Plains May 17th and 18th.
And then I got to look at the calendar, and I had this opening this morning, and I was like, well, it's exactly a month from today.
That's right.
So I was like, oh no, I got that bluegrass fever yesterday. I wasn't expecting to have live music in the place. Oh, and next Wednesday, Cutter and Cash
excellent.
are going to be in studio, and those young men just had their first appearance on the Opry.
That's something else.
Isn't that cool?
Can you imagine what it'd be like
excited.
to be them?
I'm so excited for those kids, young people. But it's just fun. It's just fun. Absolutely. Watching the girls yesterday and having Cutter and Cash in here and their brothers, cute as they can be, and just so talented.
Absolutely.
It's just fun.
Yeah, and
just fun.
To be on the Opry at that age. You think back when Ricky Skaggs was a little kid on the Opry for the first time, and Keith Whitley and all those folks that played in those bluegrass bands. But the difference is, when Ricky made his first appearance, he was playing with a bigger act.
Yeah.
They made their own in the circle appearance at their age. It's really outstanding.
Very cool. Very cool. I'm excited to have them in here next Wednesday because Lee Marie has gotten to know them pretty well. And so she's bringing them in for she wanted us to find a Wednesday when they could come in for my show and then be on both. So we're going to have Cutter and Cash in here for 2 hours next Wednesday. You're going to want to tune in because it's going to be fun. You want to tune in any day. But we're going to have live music in studio. I'll be sure he's like, LaVern, when you have live music, be sure and shut the door because
you serious?
On
a whole nother radio station.
Yeah. Because DVL is across the room there, and they're trying to have a devotional time, and we're like in here jamming, And so Ilya's like, "You've got to shut the door. You got to shut the door, LaVern." But it's just so funny. But oh my goodness, it was fun yesterday having the girls in here and Danny promoting the festival. And I think I told myself it's really kind of fun because we always really have thought about the Kilgore Festival being kind of the kickoff.
Yeah, and
for the bluegrass season.
Yeah, in years past we had it in April, and it really was.
Yes.
And we really believe, since we've done it in May now a little bit, this is a really good time of year. The biggest challenge with April is once the sun went down, it got pretty chilly down there in the bottom.
Yeah.
And we've adjusted the schedule a little bit this year. We'll wrap up a little bit earlier. Used to, we went all the way till 9. We could go all the way to 9 tonight, but this year, but we'll probably wrap up a little bit earlier. That way it won't be quite as cool. But, if it's a week like this weekend, it's going to be plenty warm.
Yes.
For the festival. And
it's going to be great.
And we remind people too, we've got, of course, the other thing about having it in May, you got to have a lot more leaves on the trees.
Oh yeah.
And we'll have those big tents, thanks to Set 'em Up tents, where you can get in out of the sun if you need to, or if we get a little bit of rain, get in out of the rain. It's really makes a huge difference. And people are learning, since we've had the tents for several years now, that I don't have to worry about the weather very much at all. And one kind of cool thing that we've done the last couple of years, we have had a little bit of rain the last couple of years. On the year before last, it was the end of the day on Saturday. Last year it was the beginning of the day on Saturday, but in both cases we just went inside the barn. And so Cutter and Cash played inside the barn last year, and I was looking at the photos of those the other day, and it is just so awesome to be able to do that. And that's the cool thing about bluegrass music. The folks from our sound crew that do an outstanding job on the stage, they can just pull one mic in that barn, and those bluegrass bands know how to play around that one mic while we wait for the rain to pass. So
it was cool. I mean, the setting inside the barn is just neat. And if you've not experienced the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival, you don't know what you're missing. It's just such a great atmosphere, so much fun, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger every year. We got bathrooms now. Yay. I'm so excited.
That is the best part.
I'm so excited. I'm not a Portalet fan at all.
And the barn.
Who is?
The bathrooms are great, and the barn is it's brand new. Everything except the actual decking on the stage has been replaced.
Really?
I mean, they've completely reskinned it, and folks who are as tall as you and Michael Fagan will appreciate that they were able to go in. They talked about actually moving the main, the lowest beams out, but they actually cut them in half.
Oh, okay.
And so unless you're closing in on 7 feet tall, you'll be just fine in there.
They're very good because, there's a little bit of a, hot thing. I never bumped my head, but I know people that could. But that's wonderful. It's good. It's, we've got the floor in there, and it's wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
It's
and
just
they
nice.
completely redid the door. We had one big sliding door.
Yep.
Now it's 2 really tall sliding doors that create a big opening. And so on Friday night for the square dance, in the past, we've kind of blocked up one whole end of the barn with the band. This time, the band will be on the stage playing back into the barn.
Oh, so they just got to turn around.
Yeah, they just the
how
band
cool!
will set up at the top of the stairs, and people can be on both ends of the barn.
That's
cool. It's a great configuration, and the city of Cross Plains, with some donations, put that all together and did an outstanding job.
I love that. Because being able to take the band and just, hey, it's raining, y'all come on in the barn and just swing it around.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. That's awesome. That's going to be perfect. And the sound crew is going to like that, too, because that's going to be a little less. I mean, I just got to, hey, just turn around.
Yeah. Just move it.
I love it. I love it.
We're real excited.
Yeah, that's cool.
The Saturday is a month from today.
Yes. No, I thought it's the 17th and 18th.
No, today's the 18th. You missed a day already.
Did I really? How did I do that? I was thinking. I truly was thinking today was the 17th. So never mind. It's the Saturday is a week from today. Good Lord.
So the Friday night on the 17th, we'll start at 5 with the junior fiddle contest. The Dan Kelly Junior Fiddle Contest is not just fiddles; it's all instruments ages 14 and under. And we also have a clogging category that we introduced last year, and we've got some great participation in that.
Yeah.
That'll be Friday night starting at 5, and then as that wraps up, and it varies, depends on how many kids we have, how long the program takes, but probably around 7 o'clock, we'll be transitioning over to the big square dance, and everybody can bring their lawn chairs, come around to either end of the barn. We'll have the square dance band set up. Cheryl Chun, Cheryl and Larry,
so talented.
They're part of the Opry Square Dance crew. want to say band, but it's not a band, but the Opry Square Dancers, and they do a great job of calling that dance. And if you've never square danced, come out. They're going to teach you some square dancing, and usually they'll have just some traditional two-step opportunities for you, maybe even some line dancing. So,
well, and let's just, our friendly Marie is teaching dance now
on
the downtown square, and in the square. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you can go and you can get dance lessons now. And then, so if you want to get ready, I'm just kind of teasing that.
Absolutely.
If you want to come out there and not feel like you got two left feet at the square dance, Lee Marie will get you ready. And they're on Tuesdays and Thursdays, in the square, and it's at 600 Main Street. It's right next door to Crossroads. But they have lessons 8:30 to 9 a.m. and 9 a.m. to 9:30 Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then in the afternoon 4:45 to 5:15 and 5:15 to 5:45. And she's got like packages where you can get like a punch ticket and all that, but that'll get you ready.
Yeah.
That'll get you ready. I've got one of my co-teachers, Miss McCullough. She is somebody that can do Irish dance, and she can do any of it. And so I've got to tell her about this and make sure she knows, because I think I don't know where they're from, but she's not originally from here, so I guarantee you she doesn't know about this.
Yeah.
And she would have a blast.
Oh,
she will be fun.
And that's just Friday night.
Thing. Yeah.
We're also going to have a catfish fry on Friday night.
What?
We had a lot of good response last year to our the catfish that was being sold there.
Yeah.
And so this year it's going to be on Friday night only. If you want catfish, you got to come out Friday night. And then Carolyn's going to take care of catering for the band on Saturday. So
awesome.
So it's a good opportunity if you want to come out. But we'll have some great vendors on Saturday as well. Several different food vendors, a variety. So what I find is you end up, I'm getting hungry about 11 o'clock, so I go and eat. And then, about 1 o'clock, I'm getting hungry again. Maybe about 5 o'clock, I'm getting hungry again.
Yeah. You want to hit several of them because they're all so good. And the veterans will be there.
Yeah, VFW.
They'll be there. Best hot dogs ever. Best hot dogs ever. If they're around, I got to have one of their hot dogs. I mean, it's just, I just love those guys. And, I apologize for not coming over and talking to you at Vietnam Vets.
That was a beautiful day. And I was tickled to see you there.
Well, and I saw Faye when I came in.
Well, I was over there by the tent. She would migrate back and forth. So.
And so I told her, I said, I got to get in here and let them know I'm here, because I'm, kind of host the thing. And
then you
just
never
such
got away from it again.
We never did. And then as I was heading out, I thought, I forgot to go say hi to Barry, and I apologized, because I knew you were there, because Faye had told me, and I just never got down your way.
Absolutely.
But I think it's great that we're out promoting, letting people know about the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival. And two, I'm thrilled that we have this festival on the square in a week.
That's going to be really neat.
It's just going to be wonderful. I just love that we need to embrace that. I mean, we just need to be. I think about the one what is the city that has the fiddle competition and people just come in droves? You know what I'm talking about?
In Smithville?
Smithville.
Yeah.
Smithville, my goodness. They got something going on there. And I would love to see something like that here. And we've got the perfect setting for it.
Yeah.
And just with all the heritage here. It's just, it would be wonderful. But I can just see us kind of morphing into that,
But a month from today, on the Saturday, we'll start music at 11 this year. Mm-hmm. And we've got the complete lineup at KilgoreStation.com as far as the times go for every band. If you have a favorite, you want to make sure you come. Each band's doing one set this year. That was a change over the last couple of years. We kind of started moving toward that last year. But Sugar Ridge is going to be there this year. They've been there several times.
I love
since
Sugar
we started
Ridge.
the festival. Green River Review is going to be there. You'll recognize a lot of the members of Green River Review from different combinations, different bands we've had in the past. Cutter and Cash and the Kentucky Grass, Tri-State Ramblers that you had. 2/3 of them on yesterday? Ridgetop Ramblers, of course, will be there, and Larry and Cheryl Chun and A Step Ahead. So it's a great lineup, and we're excited about it. Again, music starts at 11 on Saturday, goes on after dark. Mm-hmm. So just come anytime. Once you come in, if you come in Friday night, it's $10 admission, and that gets you in on Saturday as well. Mm-hmm. So make plans to join us. Bring your lawn chair or bring a blanket. There's limited seating. We do have a little bit of a bleacher. If you, at a spur of the moment, decide to swing in there, you'll have a place to sit for a few minutes. and kids 12 and under get in free. So it's a great family-friendly event. It's a wide open place. The kids can run and play and have a big old time. And while everybody enjoys the bluegrass music, it's right on the banks of the Honey Run Creek that runs right behind our barn. Just a spectacular place to hang out. Families will come. They'll sit and listen to music. They'll get restless and end up down in the creek. We have a little bit of that. And it gives you a chance to see all that the city of Cross Plains has invested in the community, because they, in the last few years, have expanded the park system to go out across Highway 25 from there. As you come into Cross Plains, if you come in from the Springfield side, you'll see the barn that they moved across, the log barn that they moved across the highway near the Valline Cemetery. And it's just a beautiful place, and we're really proud of it in Cross Plains, and we're really proud to have people come visit us at least once a year for Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival. Of course, while you're there, head on downtown, check out we have some new restaurants, we have lots of different things going on, some great shops, some great local merchants that you can visit while you're visiting Cross Plains.
Southside Drugs.
There you go.
Yeah, right. Still Southside Drugs?
Thomas Drugs.
Thomas Drugs. Did I say Southside's here? What am I saying?
I can walk to Southside.
Thomas Drugs. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I can't keep my... I'm scattered today, Barry. I don't know.
Well,
I can't get my dates right.
You don't know the date? It is Thursday.
Yeah, it is Thursday. But anyway, we're talking with Barry Richards. And, while we're on the subject of Cross Plains, how long have you been a Cross Plainian? Almost 30.
We moved in on Labor Day of 1995.
Okay.
Labor Day weekend.
So you're getting close to 30-year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very close. Yeah. So, because we talk about, we're gonna do your ad here, okay?
Oh, awesome.
Exit Prime Realty while he's in the house here, and I talk about how long you guys have been cross. It was so funny. Ryan Martin was in here one day, and I talked about y'all being Cross Plainians. He was like, "I like that. I like that." I'm like, "Well, I made that up. I don't know. Maybe somebody else did, but have you ever been called a Cross Plainian?"
Yeah, I probably have heard that from somewhere.
Okay, so maybe I didn't make it up. But being that long vested in the Robertson County community, of course, y'all specialize in Robertson County stuff. But man, you're all over.
Yeah, we've got a lot of experience all across the area.
Right.
My wife, Rebecca, and I we both grew up in Allen County, Kentucky, which is an area we still serve.
Yeah.
Her family, a lot of them are from Simpson County. My father's family from Warren County up around Bowling Green. We lived in East Nashville for a time, lived out in the Donaldson area for a time, ended up in Cross Plains in 1995. So we've been a part of the Robertson County community for a long, long time, and we're excited to be able to serve all of Robertson County with offices in White House and Springfield, and a lot of great agents. And we're introducing new agents, to our systems in just the last few weeks. So we're excited to expand. We're excited to serve a lot of people. The real estate landscape continues to evolve, and we are doing everything we can to stay ahead of it. We're not trying to be reactive to the marketplace. We're trying to help our buyers and sellers be proactive and get ahead of things so that if they're selling a house, that they get the most money and or work on the time frame that they have to work on. If you need to sell quick, we can help you. We have the ability to get you a cash offer so that you can move quickly. If you want to get the top dollar, we have strategies to help you do that. That'll work with your timeline. If you're a buyer, it is a great time to be a buyer. And I know a lot of people say, well, that's ridiculous, Barry. Have you seen the interest rates? Interest rates are higher than they were a few years ago, but they're still a lot lower than we've seen in history. The way I shared with someone the other day, you can choose to pay the bank a little bit more now and with a plan to refinance later, or you can plan to pay the seller later on, because the home prices continue to rise. And if you want to wait until the interest rates come down, you'll be competing with a lot of other buyers. So if you are a buyer, it's a great time. It's still a seller's market, but buyers have a lot more power to negotiate than they did even a year ago.
Sure.
So I encourage people to move quickly if they are interested in literally making a move, because once those interest rates drop, we don't know for sure when they're going to happen. It could happen in the next couple of months. And if it does, we're going to see a lot more activity in the market, especially if that happens, going into the summer. Into the fall, it's a little bit different story. People are getting locked into, the school year, and that's a huge percentage of the home buyers and sellers. So that we don't expect as much activity normally during the fall. But if there's a big interest rate drop, we're going to see it.
How can I keep an eye on an area? Say I've got my eye on an area. Like I said, I'd love to have a house on that road.
Yeah.
How can I kind of keep an eye on that without just driving up and down the road all the time and knowing? Is there any way to kind of keep your hand on the market?
Talk to me. I can set up an alert where you will know within minutes of any house in a certain school district, of any house on a certain road, in a certain zip code. I can set it up where you will know as soon as something hits the market in an area that you are specifically interested in. And I've got a client who said, I want to know everything that goes up for sale in East Robertson School District. They've got it. Within 15 minutes of it hitting the MLS, they'll have an alert on their phone. I've got people that are interested in commercial property in a certain area. I've got people that want to know about in a certain price range. I don't bother me with stuff that's over a certain price because I can't afford it, and so we're able to limit it. Or for that matter, I don't need to hear about anything that has less than 3 bedrooms. So I can set up the criteria 1,000 different ways so that you get the information you need. And it can either be a digest that you get every morning when you wake up, or it can be an instant alert, again, within 15 minutes of it hitting the MLS.
Well, I think this is, one of my sons he really kind of wants to build on our property, but he really wants to build at the top of the hill. Well, there's no way to get to it on my property. So the idea was, he was like, well, if there's a property that it connects to us.
Sure.
And he goes, I could buy that house, live in it for a while.
Absolutely.
Flip it, and then build what I want, and that way I could sell myself or keep some of the road front, access. And I thought, man, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. So anything that kind of borders us up there, if anything comes up, man, let us know, because I think he'd be interested in it.
I'll take a look at that.
But because I thought, man, that's a good idea. Because I told him, I said, I don't think anybody's going to just sell you frontage to drive down. Why would you want to do
advisable
that? No. Why would you want to do that? But if a house goes for sale right up there by us, he could live in that for a while, and then, 10 years from now, build his house and maybe even keep the house. But I don't know. But I thought that was a really interesting idea. So, we're interested in you kind of keeping an eye on that for us, if you would. There you go. And tell people real quickly, and then we'll get back into the bluegrass stuff, about the name change. I've explained it, but you're Exit Prime Realty now. So
we were previously Exit Realty Garden Gate team. Our office, we actually were talking about this yesterday in our office. We want to research it. We are one of, if not the oldest Exit franchise in the state.
Oh, wow.
Because we started back in, I believe it was 2006. Exit's a relatively new company.
Right.
They started in Canada back in the early 2000s, late 1990s. And it has really grown immensely, and especially in this region. And so we were with that name we were actually originally a different name, but it was still Exit. And so recently we spun off the White House and Springfield offices, and we are Exit Prime Realty. And we still have agents who are working, myself included, work in both Kentucky and Tennessee, so we can help you across the state line. But we in the past year, we've changed the name and we've added the Springfield location.
And then you're a broker.
And I'm the broker for the Springfield location.
Right.
And Rebecca, my wife, works in the White House location.
There you go, guys. And so anything, if you got questions, and he's a marketer too. I mean, I can't tell people enough how much, if you're trying to sell property and you don't have the proper pictures and the proper video and the things to make it pop, because people are doing this. Just like they date. Just like they date. That's how they look at houses.
They do.
And if it doesn't pop, you may get one chance at getting those eyes. So you got to have, having a marketer on the team is priceless.
It can make a huge difference.
Yeah,
I'm not shy to say.
Absolutely. I've looked at the pictures and I'm like, I buried those are berries. And you just know, because it's just that much of a difference. But Exit Prime Realty, I like to tell people you're still part of the the exit tree, but it's a new branch.
It's a new branch.
It's a new branch.
We absolutely are, and we still have a great relationship with the previous offices we were affiliated with, and other exit offices across the country. And for that matter, if you are moving across the country or even out of the country, and you say, I'm moving to a new area, I don't really know an agent there, don't hesitate to reach out, because we already have relationships in a lot of different markets around the country. I can help you find somebody that I believe you can count on. I'm going to vet them for you and make that introduction. So don't hesitate to reach out if you need an introduction to a real estate agent anywhere around the country. So
awesome. Exit Prime Realty, Barry and Rebecca Richards. Just Google them. And do you want to give them a phone number?
You can call me.
Pulled up, but go ahead.
You can call me at 615-504-7424. That's 615-504-RICH.
There you go. Oh, okay.
I'm not rich, but I'm Barry Richards.
There you go.
So
there you go.
So
I love it.
I love it. We'd love to help you out.
Okay, so we're waiting. Brian Pulley from United Way will be sliding in here in a little bit.
Yeah, I want to acknowledge the sponsors we have for the festival
go for it.
real quick. We got those all nailed down. They're going to be on the backs of the T-shirts. They'll be on the posters. There's actually one of the posters online we put on last night. But the Farmers Bank is a substantial sponsor of ours, has been ever since we started. Nathan Civils with Lighthouse Realty and Auction in Portland has been a big supporter for a few years, and we appreciate his contributions. Of course, Rebecca and I with Exit Prime Realty are our sponsor. Southern Benefit Administrators Incorporated has been a big supporter of ours, and they're back this year. Demetria White and Brittany Graves from RE/MAX First Choice are participating this year. We, of course, want to acknowledge the Experience Robertson County for their financial support of the event, and the city of Cross Plains. Cross Plains Community Chamber is also a sponsor of ours. Piggly Wiggly there in Cross Plains, Thomas Drugs. Brandy Hastings with Searcy Realty and Auctions is sponsored this year. We'll also acknowledge Springfield Guitars, Set 'em Up Tent, and JBM Sound for all their both financial and in-kind support of our event. So thanks to all those sponsors, and we're excited. If somebody still wants to be a sponsor, we can't get you on a shirt or a poster, but we can put a sign on stage and talk about you.
Are we going to have some auction items or prize items?
We're planning on that.
We've done that in the past. I didn't know if we had anything.
Yeah, we'll probably have an opportunity for you to make a donation and
get some kind of really cool instrument or something like that. So there's just all kinds of fun stuff. It's bluegrass season, y'all. Let's go.
It's ready.
It's good.
May 17th and 18th. Make plans to join us in Cross Plains.
We're a month from yesterday. I had my dates wrong, but a month from yesterday, and hopefully we've whet your appetite with the music we had surprised with yesterday, and then we got Cutter and Cash and Kentucky Grass. Is it Kentucky Grass?
Yeah,
is that what they're?
That's right.
Yeah, Cutter and Cash. Those boys, they just tickle me to pieces. They're so exciting and so fun and showmen. They're showmen and so young. And I told them they're still in public school too. And I said, how do y'all work that out with school? And they're, they know we're doing this and that, and they just keep their work done. So they're traveling a lot.
Yeah, it's an education, all right.
For sure. Oh, for heaven's sakes, can you imagine? Just the idea of them getting to be on. I cannot wait to hear what they have to say about being on the Opry. That's going to be fun.
That is
so
going to be
we'll have that next Wednesday.
It's
going to be. It'll be a lot of fun. Anything we're missing, my friend? I'm guessing Brian will come in here in a minute. So if
we love to have folks come out to Cross Plains and visit with us. And you can always go to visitcrossplains.com. That's the chamber website. Coming up, we've got Trash and Treasures last weekend in June. So
we'll have you July, 4th of July.
4th of July, it'll be right on the tail of that. And I understand we do have our fireworks lined up, and I'm not kidding. It's one of the best fireworks shows around.
I've heard that.
And it's free.
Yeah.
And so come on out and join us, at the Kilgore Park. Same park, just up on the top of the hill. We watch the fireworks from the top of the hill, and they shoot it from the bottom of the hill.
I bet that's beautiful.
You don't strain your neck as much.
Yeah, I'm always tied up with family. I mean, that's what Barry and I, we were talking as we were setting up. It's just, family stuff going on. Because, we've got the festival now on our granddaughter's birthday weekend. So
I'll tell you one cool thing we do in Cross Plains that, won't conflict as much with your family.
Okay.
Is bright and early on the 4th of July, the folks with the Heritage Commission always do a Kilgore Remembrance event. And it's there at the Valline Cemetery, which is just west of downtown, and they'll have a speaker. The Long Hunters will come and fire their rifles, and it's just a great It's not a big, long thing. It's usually less than an hour. Gene Davidson will come and read the Declaration of Independence. And it's just a great get-together. And that's 9 o'clock in the morning every July 4.
That's
there
cool.
in Cross Plains.
Yeah, and I knew y'all have done that, and that would be, the Long Hunters. The what is the guy's name that really originally was given he was a Long Hunter, and I can't think of his name right now, but he was granted the property we live on, part of it.
Okay.
We have 40 acres. I think it was like a 500-acre grant.
It was probably 640 acres originally.
That was given to him for his service in the Revolutionary War.
We can look that up in the book that the Heritage Commission has a copy of. I would have a copy, but it's like a $600 book or something ridiculous like that.
There is a gentleman here locally that looked it up for us and gave us all the information. It's just not coming to me right now. When we were thinking about being a venue, I was researching it and now that we're definitely not going to be a venue, there's just so many of them now in Robertson County. I'm like, no, I'm out.
And those land grants are what made us today, like Kilgore, Mansker. Those names are all tied.
And
to
it's
those
fascinating when you look at the history of it. And there was an old cabin on our property at one time, and it's just neat. I love all this history, and Kilgore is just rich with it. Cross Plains, rich with it. Thank you, Barry.
Thank you. Good to see you.
You tell Rebecca I said hello. Love you guys. Thank y'all so much for what you do for the program. And Barry and Rebecca Richards, Exit Prime Realty, one of the founding sponsors of Kilgore Bluegrass Festival and the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival and all that happens up in Cross Plains. So get in touch with him today if you need help in real estate. And as he makes his way out and Brian makes his way in, we're going to talk a little bit about the Veterans Motorplex. If you're getting ready to go to the races, guys, you need to know everything that's going on out at the old Highland Rim Speedway. What they've been doing, this is racing season, as we have said. We're already in racing season. It is March to October, but they wanted to do some improvements out there. So they got to work on the speedway, and it looks fabulous. All you got to do is you go to Highland Rim Speedway. That's where you follow them to stay up to date on what's happening on social media. And he's got video up. Jerry's got video up, and he'll keep you up to date. I have a hard time getting that man on the phone. He's a busy guy. And I said, I got to know when racing starts. And so it's April 27th. April 27th is the first race. Now, they're out there doing test runs. They did some test runs last weekend. They're going to do that again this weekend. But April 27th is the first race of the season officially, but they've been ready to race. They're getting it going and getting that racetrack ready. And they just say, bring your family out. It's family friendly. There's no alcohol served, which is very unusual for a racetrack, guys. They have got a great family friendly concession stand, everything that you would want to share with your family. And that $40 ticket price will get up to 6 kids and 2 adults in for $40. That is a great deal. Great family fun time. If you've not been to the races lately, man, you need to get back out there. It's 6801 Kelly Willis Road in Greenbrier. If you have questions, you can call Jerry, 615-430-3135. It is a 1/4-mile, high-banked asphalt bull ring. And it is. It's fun. You got to get out there. I will see you at the races at some point. I'm going to try to get out there several times this year because I want my grandson to see this, and maybe even my granddaughter. She'll be 4 in May, and so I think they'll get a huge kick out of it, but it is a good time. It's a family fun time. It is Veterans Motorplex. Follow them at Highland Rim Speedway, and we will see you at the races coming up very, very soon. Oh, my goodness. Just me and you again, Brian.
I know, solo this morning.
Just keep running them off, man.
I do. I think maybe I need to change my deodorant or something. Something's not working, though.
Oh.
It's, we hire good people, and they, have opportunities to do things they're passionate about, and that's part of the reason why I think a lot of people that work in the industry I work in do what they do, is because they are passionate about things, and also in Tiffany's case, for sure, they're very faithful in their walk with God, and they listen when God says, hey, this is the direction I need you to go. Yeah, and I always say he doesn't need us, but this is where he's guiding us, you know what I mean, to do his work, right? So, for sure. And this is definitely the case, and Tiffany did an amazing job in her time with us, and Ace before her, they've laid just a beautiful foundation for the work that we do in this community, and so definitely be missed, but I know from where I've worked here, I just celebrated my 5-year anniversary of the United Way this month, and we just continually will bring good people in and to do the work. And we've been around 100 years, and there's a reason for that. And it's the people. That's the reason is they've always had good people that are passionate about what they do and will continue to do the work. And but I'm just appreciative of the people I've gotten to work, because I learned a lot from both of them. You know, and they were completely different styles. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Just as far as how they operate, but just as effective either way, I think. And so hopefully we'll get another good person. I look forward to working with them. And our organization has changed a lot just since I've been there as far as our expansion into the counties. We serve 9 counties now throughout the Middle Tennessee footprint, and our work is expanding, and the programs that, you know, kind of were Nashville based have now expanded into the counties, which is a good thing. Part of the reason you get up under a bigger umbrella is because it allows you to have different opportunities with grants and things that are available with state projects that we can then get going in all of these smaller communities like ours. And so that's a good thing, and we'll hope to continue that as well. And so that's why that position is so important, is because that person makes sure that those programs are being implemented correctly, and working with our partner agencies to make sure that those, you know, that they're working alongside of us in the way that we need to work, so that we can make the biggest impact on this community. So that's our goal. And my job is to raise the money, but you know, I think I just don't want to do just the fundraising, because I don't think you're going to be as effective doing the fundraising if you're not involved in the other side as well. And so I love being involved in that side also, and just working with our partners and volunteering at things. And it's just, you really see what they're doing. And so when you go out and talk to folks about what we're doing, you actually know what we're doing, because you've done it yourself. So, but yeah, we'll miss Tiffany, but we'll look forward to having somebody else in here, and we'll hopefully get them done soon. And we've got a couple of good people we're thinking about and talking to, and hopefully that'll turn around quick, and we can just keep on moving.
Well, yes, I saw Tiffany. She is part of the recovery court group that gets together, and we have a board meeting. And so we were talking the other day, and she's getting all weepy. You know, she's getting ready to clean out the office. I'm like, stop it! But
it's hard leaving something. Anytime I lived a job of 12 years when I took this position, and it was one of those things like. You know, I know we're on a Christian radio station, so we can just talk it here. I prayed a long time, you know, for God to guide me where He wanted me to be, and it took a while. You know, not in my time. It was in His time, and I'm one that needs the burning bush. You know what I mean? Like you can't.
I hear you.
The subtle signs are great, but sometimes I was like, God, you're gonna have to like show me on this one.
Yeah.
And
be obvious.
Be obvious. Yeah. And when I was deciding whether to take this position or not, I was interviewed for it, but I loved what I was doing. I was working college athletics. The problem was I was gone all the time. We just had our second child. We just moved back up here. My life had changed a lot, and I didn't like being gone from my kids. It just literally like ripped my stomach out when I had to go. Imagine. I was gone like 2 months out of the year, basically, when you added it up. And it was almost like being in the music business or something. And so I was considering, I didn't want to leave because I love the people I worked with. I loved the job I did. I worked very hard to get in the industry because it's a hard industry to crack. And that was in 2019. I believe that's correct, because it would be my 5 years. That was when the giant rock slide happened on I-24 right there by Old Hickory and literally closed the interstate for months. That was my route to work.
Oh, no.
And so I was like, okay, that's a pretty clear, that is a burden. I mean, literally when I was in the process, that was the week of our basketball tournament, which is my busiest time of the year. The Monday, the weekend before I had to travel for the basketball tournament. That's when it happened. Oh, wow. And so that was pretty, but I prayed for years, you know what I mean? For God to put me where He wanted to put me, because I didn't feel like I was in the right place. I thought I just knew that I was meant for somewhere else. And so that, you know, sometimes He's very clear like that. I didn't need a complete rock slide, but the message was received. I mean, I literally could block my path to work. So to go that way. Yeah. I could go here, which is where this job was at the time, but I couldn't go that way.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
that's a cool story.
Yeah. So I think Tiffany's following the same path, you know, her heart is with young people. And, we had a project at Lipscomb on Tuesday on her last day. And so I was there all day. I couldn't come back and say it in person, but we texted back and forth. And I told her, I said, you know, you're following God's path, but also the young people in this community are blessed that you're going to be in their corner. You know what I mean? Because we need good people like her in many facets with boots on the ground, and that's a direct way she can serve, in what she does. And so I know that they're going to be blessed to have her. So she's a special person in that regard as far as her passion and heart for young people. So
it's cool.
Yeah,
it's cool. And and I love our United Way here. It has just been such a blessing. I have just been so blessed by learning about all the different things in the community that's going on that I had no idea, and how it's been connected.
I didn't either.
It's been awesome.
I still learn. So we're always doing stuff, and that's the thing when we go out and give our little talks, and I go talk to these companies. It's a little more difficult because our tentacles are in like so many areas of the community or what we want to try to do, and obviously health is very important, education is very important, and financial literacy is very important, and all the things that we do. But we're in so many areas so I go talk to a company, I'll say like, how do you want to do this? Like what's important to your leadership, or what's something that you think would help your employees? Because we really have to narrow it down a little bit, and I'm still learning all the time. We go to community impact meetings, and they come in and talk to our group because it's constantly evolving because our communities are changing. And so we work really hard to try to stay ahead of that so that we're meeting the needs of our community, because it's not the same as it was 5 years ago. It's not the same it was a year ago, and it's not going to be the same a year from now. And we understand that. And so we have really, really smart people on that side, like Tiffany, that really are in the community, they're invested in the community, and they are trying to understand the changes that are coming and how we can serve in that community. And so that's our goal. But it is hard because it's like, I worked for the Heart Association for a couple of years, many moons ago. And you go in and talk to somebody, and it's like, we're raising money for, heart research. I mean, it's kind of it's a very streamlined deal. They're a great organization. They do beautiful work and all that. But like, it's a little easier talk because it's like, this is what we're raising money for. It's a pretty direct thing. Yeah. Whereas United Way is a little more complicated. And I think that's some of what we run into is people don't quite understand what we do. Because it is so vast, and also it's not just like one direct thing. Like, we raise money to do this, but I would say if I had to boil it down, we're raising money for our partner agencies in the community so they can do the work they need to do. Because I don't know if you visited a lot of these partner agencies. They're small, they're volunteer run, they're stretched about as thin as they can possibly be a lot of times. And so if we can go out and raise funds for them so that then they can just continue the work, then that's kind of what I put in my mind. So I see somebody, I always use them as example, but like United Ministries is a great example. That's
the one I was thinking about, just as you were sitting there talking.
That's a volunteer-run organization. Yeah. They feed people in our community. Mm-hmm. And of course you can go, donate to them directly. That's great. But like, they don't have a lot of time to be going out and trying to raise extra funds. You know what I mean? Exactly. And so if I can go and deal with companies and get grants and help do other things and facilitate dollars for them so that money comes back in and they can use it for whatever they need to use it for, to serve our community, to continue to serve our community, then that's kind of what gets me going every day. And seeing those firsthand is great. And I would also put out a plea, like I'd like to volunteer. My stepdad retired a couple years ago, and he's finding things to keep him busy, and he does plenty, but he's like, hey, I want to volunteer this year. I want to get involved in the community. He said, do you know anywhere I could go get involved? And I was like, yes, I do. Every Wednesday they have a truck comes in, and he goes up there and helps them unload the truck. He's still in great shape and is able to do that, and has made, some friendships already there, I think, and already like getting his hands dirty there in the community. So there are plenty of opportunities out there like that. That's just one of many. But that's kind of why we do what we do. And when I go talk to companies, those are the type of organizations, and it's not just them. We have over 100 that we support, that I think about, but there's one, just because I know that they're volunteer run, and that they're literally just day to day serving the community. Mm-hmm. They don't have a lot of extra time to be going out doing other stuff. So.
Well, and we mentioned, I'm looking for the note about when they're doing a food distribution. Yeah, do you have that?
I don't have it in front of me. Because Tiffany's gone, and we're already falling apart.
As soon as you mentioned United Ministries, I'm like, oh, she sent me a note that she wants us to cover. So I tell you what, let me go ahead and do my break.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
And if you'll find that, because United Ministries, oh my gosh, they're just amazing, and it's very similar to what I did at the Benevolence Center with Terry Ashley, our benevolence minister. They run all that, and it's just an amazing program. But United Ministries here locally, got to plug into that ministry. It's just wonderful. But we do need to talk about one of our sponsors, and I want to talk about Katie Myers with Katie Did It Designs. I love watching her. She's got so much energy. She's so excited about everything she's doing. It's so much fun. But if you want to find Katie, it's Katie, Katy, Did It Designs. And Katie Did It Designs, that's how you'll find her. KatieDidItDesigns.com. Katie with a Y, Designs with an S. KatieDidItDesigns.com. That's a good place to find out what's going on with her. And you can also go and find her on social media, of course. Katie Did It Designs, and you're going to just see some cool stuff. Before and afters, oh my gosh, she's got this one place where she has decorated, and she the guitars became the art on the wall, and they look, well, not just guitars. There's a banjo and probably a mandolin in there, but I don't think I see a mandolin. But it's just the instruments on the wall, so cool. And then she's got some that have just got some really vibrant color that's more my style. It is just absolutely beautiful looking at her before and after pics, and just how she takes what you've got and makes it new, or you can completely go to a completely different direction and have something completely new, whatever you're looking for. She can work with any budget. She can work with any style. Somebody like me that likes all the crazy colors, and I just don't like just plain white walls. She can work with the things I've got. I'm bringing in a lot of things from my parents' home because we're, cleaning out the old farmhouse. So she can take all that and make it new. She can do it from start to finish to where you don't have to touch it. Just show me what you got, and she'll, do it from start to finish. Perry comes in and helps her with a lot of that. So if you're a do-it-yourselfer, she can get you a package of do-it-yourself kind of contacts. We'll go here for this and go here for that. And here's a few links for what you need for wall coverings or whatever it is you need. Or maybe you just need ideas. Maybe you just need a couple hours of her time just to come in and just kind of talk it out. She can work with absolutely any budget, whatever your needs might be. Katie Did It Design. She's living her dream, and they are having so much fun and doing beautiful work. You've just really got to go online and see it. Katie Did It Designs, one of our sponsors here at One Street Over. Reach out to him today. Best way, KatieDidItDesigns.com, and message them, or you can give her a call at 615-525-5506, 615-525-5506. If you like, text people. It's kind of hard to get people on the phone these days because we're all so busy, but give her a text, give her a call, or just send her a message at KatieDidItDesigns.com. You're going to see some cool stuff if you go watch her befores and afters, and when you talk to her, tell her U-Turn sent you. All right, Mr.
Speaking of designs, we've got new decor. These new chairs as well. Mm-hmm. You are just we're uptown.
Well, he bless their Ebenezer Broadcasting, and I brag on them all the time because I'm so impressed. They took over this radio station several years ago, and if you were in the beginning, I mean, it's just completely transformed. This is a company that is a worldwide Christian broadcast facility. So much going on. I mean, we of course have our terrestrial signal, but worldwide, people don't understand. Broadcasting has changed so much. If you do not have a social media, if you do not have an online presence, you're just not doing it.
Right.
I mean, of course you want to keep those signals because, I mean, that's, if something were to ever happen, God forbid, you want to keep those terrestrial signals available. But having what they've built here, and if you've got an interest in doing something from a worldwide broadcast facility, it's right here. And they're just retrofitting every bit. I mean, they're just changing it all. And they did this over the weekend. I came in and I was like, what?
It looks great.
I kind of want.
I love it.
Katie, as a matter of fact, this is kind of what I want on one wall of my living room.
Yeah.
I want something like this. It's kind of got a log feel. I always want to live in a log cabin, but I'm not going to tear my house down and build a log cabin. So I'm kind of thinking, ooh, I could do this on one wall, but it looks so good. And they're going to get us a new desk. We got new chairs. So
you know how to act. They're spoiling you in here. They're spoiling you. It looks great though.
Yeah. Good job, y'all.
Yeah. So
all right. So what is the story on United Ministries truck that's coming in? They've got like because you were going to look at that.
I text Sherry. I'll put that in the comments. So I don't know. It's usually, I've looked in the past, it is late April typically. They do 2 a year, just so people know. They have two. They give away food every day.
Right.
But this is a bigger deal. They work with Second Harvest.
I can find it. She sent it to me.
I'll have to figure out how to get back into Facebook too now that Tiffany's gone. And
you're gonna have to stay on it, bro.
I know. I'll put it in the comments. Say I just texted Sherry, and if she does,
she sent it to me. But let me see.
She may have just gotten back with me already.
I'll find it.
It's May 3rd.
Okay, May 3rd.
May 3rd.
Sent it to me and said, "Hey, can you talk about this?"
It'll be at Springfield Baptist in the back parking lot there.
Right.
They're always needing volunteers. So if you want to volunteer, you don't have to, there's nothing crazy you got to fill out. Just show up. That's what I do. I literally will park my car at the United Way offices and wear some comfortable shoes, and it's usually warm. Sherry also is blessed with some amazing weather favor from God, because every single time she has one of these things, it's the most beautiful day of all time. So she's doing something right. But it's usually a nice warm day. They do 2 a year, one in May, typically late April, early May, and one in October.
Yeah.
And so this is the second harvest truck that comes in. They'll have fresh produce and milk and meats and all kinds of fresh stuff in addition to the canned foods and things they normally do. People will be lined up early. But if you want to come out and volunteer, it's usually like 8 to noon is the deal. And so if you can come, it's not a hard lift. They'll need people to kind of sort behind the counter, to get the stuff together and unload the stuff. They'll need people. What I usually do is grab a grocery buggy and you go down the line, you fill up the cart full of all the different little pieces that they have available. Then the cars roll through, you load it in the car. And so they'll have them in boxes of stuff. It is, if you're able physically, that's a great thing. If you're not able physically, just sorting stuff. You can also help direct traffic. There's all kinds of things for you to do. So anything in between. But if you're looking for a good volunteer day to get out and enjoy some beautiful sun that I know will be coming, because Sherry always has it, come out. And
she's favored.
Yeah, she must be. I always tell her, I said, I guarantee whatever day you set, it's going to be gorgeous that day. It's literally the prettiest day of the week every week. So she's been doing these forever, and I've been volunteering since I've been here. I don't get to go to every single one of them. I've been to a lot of them, and it's always gorgeous. So, but come out. It's fun. A lot of the school people are usually there from the Board of Education. They're always there. Her regular folks will be there. We usually have a group from like a school comes out, so we'll have kids around there volunteering, which is always cool. Homeschool stuff, some people usually come out, so it's always different folks, but just a good group of people that are out there serving, and the people are so appreciative to get that. I remember the first one I did with hers was during COVID, and so we didn't know what we were doing. Like, I think I was wearing like rubber gloves and hazmats. We had no idea what was happening in the world, but people needed food, and particularly during that time, and they were just so appreciative. And you don't get a chance to really talk to them long because we're really trying to get the cars moving, but you'll get a lot of very, very grateful thank yous in there, and they're just happy to get it because it's good stuff. And seeing the kids in the car, and you're reminded of like, they're not too far away from the refrigerator being empty there, and this is a big deal for them. So come out and volunteer if you can. We'll get more information there, but May 3rd.
When you get involved in stuff like that too, you just get to know people that you would have probably never gotten to know, and they will bless you greatly. I just want to kind of chase a little rabbit here. We had at the Benevolent Center, very similar situation what we have there. We had this guy, Tim Martin, Big Tim, and he was from a family of like 19 kids. He passed away in his sleep last week, and just a couple of years older than me. And this guy was a character. I mean, he was an absolute character. And I've talked a lot about him in the last couple of weeks, but go to my Facebook page, and I used to do a blog called Good Morning Church, and Tim was always inspiring what I was going to write. He was like, "What are you going to write about, LaVern?" And what he would say, he would talk about how the world is so loud. He goes, they tell lies better than we tell the truth. And I took that line and I used that to do a blog one time. And my favorite is whenever the bottom of our church had flooded out and we weren't using it for anything except we had some freezers plugged in down there when they were trying to get it, when they were doing the restoration. And so we would have a food truck from Second Harvest come in, and maybe we needed more freezer space. And so Terry, our benevolence minister, would say, "Hey, LaVern, y'all have some freezer space down?" And he'd send me and Tim down with grocery carts down to the main church to go down into the basement to put this stuff in the freezer. Well, while we were doing the renovation and stuff, it was very dark and creepy down there. And so we'd go down the elevator, and we had 2 or 3 carts, and I put them on the elevator, and I put Tim on there, and I was like, "Well, I'll just come down with the next cart. You go on down, I'll be right there." And I hit the button, and he's heading down, and I said, "Hope you're not afraid of the dark." He goes, "No, but it's afraid of me."
Oh, it's like a Chuck Norris thing. Yeah.
Man. I was like, ooh. Yeah. And there's a blog about that.
That's funny.
I love that guy, and I'm going to miss him dearly, but he's getting his reward just as servant. I mean, a servant. But if you go to my Facebook page and read a little bit about that, but you'll read about that's the kind of people you get to know when you go and volunteer at places like this.
Pure heart.
They're just good. And they will bless you greatly. So anyway,
what I found too,
Ministries. Yeah.
Some of these folks too that I've met through this, if you were to look at them, kind of rough exterior, like you would not think, but they absolutely have a heart of gold.
Oh my gosh,
it's a pure, like you said, a servant's heart. And so if you saw them on the street, you might not think that would be them, but once you just get to know them for just a minute, you realize what's inside of them. And it's a good reminder for all of us in our daily walk, as we like to, look at someone and think we have it figured out. We do not. We have no idea what type of person they are. So yes, you will meet some very interesting people. So
yes, for sure.
Yeah. So one thing I do want to get across, United We Dine is tomorrow. Yes, the 19th. And it's not just here in Robertson County. We're doing it throughout Middle Tennessee. So if you work in the Clarksville area, if you work in Nashville, there will be several restaurants you can go. It's all over our social media. So anyway, United Way of Greater Nashville Social, they've put out all the stuff with all the restaurants who are participating. A percentage of the proceeds from that day goes directly back to United Way. It's just going to go into our community fund, which then funds those partner agencies like United Ministries directly. So it's just a way to get involved. It's like, we run a little small, family-owned restaurant here. We can't really run a full campaign, or we don't want to sponsor this stuff because whatever. This is just a way that we can get everybody involved and also push some of our people to support those local businesses that are supporting us. Anytime something happens, like we have a disaster like the tornado, or we have somebody need something, the people that are supporting your community are those small businesses. They're the ones putting bins by the door. They're the ones collecting things. They're the ones going themselves to go buy things to put. That's the people. So we want to support them as well. So part of this, yes, is a slight fundraiser, I would say, to support the United Way. But the bigger part of it, too, to me, is supporting the businesses that support us and sending people that way and getting you to support them. We love our chains and our corporate people and everything, and they step up in different ways. But what I have found, the backbone are typically these small businesses that are their people live right here. They go to church with you. Their kids go to school with you. And then when something happens, they're the first ones to jump up and say, "Yep, we'll help you." So
they're the ones sponsoring your little league team.
That's it. So let's give them some love. The chains are great, and they hit, like I said, I'm not taking anything away from them. They help in many other ways, but the one we have here, I know BS Brewworks supports since I've been here, every single thing that we could possibly do or the community needs. They step up and support, and so we just want to send some love their way. But if you're not in this area, again, we have them all over the Middle Tennessee area. Clarksville has done this for years and is really expanded and have a lot of restaurants that are participating. This is the first year. We merged with them last year, so this is the first year we've expanded it throughout Middle Tennessee, and hopefully we'll grow it throughout the next couple years and have many more options to choose from. And again, it's Friday. Go out, have your little lunch, and know that your money's going to a good place. And so we're just thankful for everybody that's participating, and if you can support, that's fantastic.
And it's just during lunch.
No, it's all day.
It's all day.
It's all day. Is my understanding.
Okay.
I'm just saying lunch because
that's what.
Yeah, a lot
rings your bell.
Yeah,
it's like, I'll go to lunch.
Yeah, I don't go to dinner, so that's me. I got two little kids.
Yeah, you don't go out.
We want to supper. If I want to supper, it's my daughter wants to go to Subway, so that's pretty much our supper. But I just know it's a lot of business folks and people that are out working, and our guys, our Cumberland Electric guys that are out. If you're going out and have lunch somewhere, we see you. Go support one of these businesses. So appreciate you. And but yes, it covers all day long. And it's a portion of the proceeds, yeah. So.
All right. You got anything else? We got a couple minutes, my friend.
I do want to touch on one thing. We had a literacy project a couple weeks ago called United We Read. And this was we do 3 days of action a year, and I'll make this short because I know we're up against time. We have a literacy project in April. We do the back to school supplies in July, and then we have Give Thanks in November. So those are our 3 main days of action. We're not really like a volunteer organization, but we do have those 3 days of action. And so during COVID, we had to cut the literacy stuff because we go into the schools, and obviously they weren't letting just a bunch of people come into the schools. But last year we were able to pick it back up, and then we were able to kind of tweak it this year. And so just want to give a little special shout out. We worked with a couple of companies. I was involved in one of them directly that had a grant that we were able to get that purchased books. We were able to purchase them directly from Ingram, so we got them wholesale and fund basically some of these libraries throughout the communities that in some of our daycare centers and things that didn't have those or maybe had a very small library. And then throughout the week, we had volunteers come out and read to the kids. And so we're hoping to expand that. It was kind of Nashville centric this year. We did extend just a little bit in the counties, but next year we'd really like to expand it to all 9 of our counties and get people involved. Another way just to get involved. And if you've never had a chance to go read to a bunch of kids, it's one of the best things you'll ever do in your life. They love it. You think, well, I don't know if I've got the personality for that. I promise you, just go spend a little time with them. They absolutely love it. And I saw the company I was working with the day I went out, they left just beaming. Because the kids, it's infectious. They draw it out at
you.
It's infectious. I don't care if you could have had a flat tire that morning and spilt coffee all over your shirt or whatever. By the time you leave, they spent an hour there that morning. We had breakfast, read to the kids, kind of stocked their library for them with the purchase that was made, and then they and they were all floating out of there because the kids are going to give it back to you whatever day you've had. So just want to give a little shout out for that, and we'll be doing that again next year. So very excited to be a part of that project, and just another cool thing that United Way got to do, that I got to be a part of, and we got to be a part of. So.
Well, I love it that you're continuing to come in here. Even
I will, man. I'll carry the water until we can get somebody qualified in here to speak.
You're so funny. Brian Pulley, United Way here in Robertson County, but of Middle Tennessee. And I got to thank you again, and we're out of time, but thank you again for your comments about cautioning the kids about prom. Last week, we used that in our newscast.
Great.
And a lot of the kids, they listened to it. I had them, you just never know what's going to
I tell you what,
with them.
I told you on text, if one says, you know what, I think I'm just going to take it easy at night and enjoy it, then it was worth it, because there's too many bad things that happen around that, which should be a beautiful night. It should be a night you remember the rest of your life, and a time to spend with your friends, and a time like you're not going to get a lot of those. Once you graduate, I'm telling you, your buddies you grew up with, you might not see them again for a while. So your
alma mater's prom is Saturday.
Yep, it is.
You're Springfield, right?
Springfield guy, yep. 93.
So Springfield prom is Saturday, so maybe we need to push that back out and let the kids see it again. I'll get my husband to maybe show it.
Okay, that'd be great.
He's in Springfield schools, but we had our prom. Greenbrier went off one.
Everybody's good.
Everybody's good.
That's beautiful.
And everybody was safe. And just encourage you. We're in prom season. We're in graduation season. You are doing those year-end school career celebrations. Please, please, please. Don't do something.
Just take it easy.
Yeah.
Enjoy your friends. Be careful.
What he said.
Yeah. And because you're not going to get it back. I promise you. You're going to be sitting here one day like me, old man, and thinking about the good times, and it won't be revolved around acting foolish and drinking and doing all that stuff on the road. It'll be the time you spent with your friends. So
what he said. Yeah. Thank you again for that, Brian, and thank you guys for joining us for One Street Over. Tune in tomorrow. We will have Rachel Culver, my girl, going to be in here for Faith Friday, and we hope you'll be a part of it. This is 1100 WSGI. God bless. Have a great day.